And
Okay.
we're about to jump in to
Yeah.
the match of d3n0r versus Narra. And we can see Narra playing his Zoo Warlock and d3n0r bring the Tempo Mage. So this is immediately a really good matchup for Narra.
Yeah, most of the times the Zulog just walks over that Tempo Mage so hard, but it's still Tempo Mage. He can have that explosive start with a Cult Sorcerer and with the Arcane Missiles.
Yeah,
Maybe
you
set up for a Flame Waker turn. But Narra is on the coin, and that's a big setback for the Tempo Mage.
Oh, when he gets the Mana Worm, which is really good against Zoo. You really need some early game minions. This game is oftenly decided like on turn 3 almost. Whoever has like built a board, reasonable board, is pretty much guaranteed to win the game.
Yeah, they both don't. Yeah, they both don't run a lot of board clears though. You have the mage running most of the times only one flame strike. That's the only thing they have. But it's most of the times go for board control, smork the face, and then burst them down with like a Soulfire or a Fireball.
Yeah, we've actually seen some players actually include Arcane Explosion into their list as well, just to counter Shaman. But both Shamans have been banned, so it's going to be interesting to find out. Oh, this is really good for maybe a future turn if he plays the Possessed Villager here. Could,
yeah, if he goes for Possessed Villager here, and next turn you can flip around the Mana Worm and kill it off with the Villager. You can also decide to go for the 1 in 4 or 1 in 5 Soulfire into the Silverware Golem. But that's a little bit too risky when there's a spot in the Amsterdam Arena on the line.
Indeed. I think Possessed Villager is quite good here. d3n0r isn't very likely to play a spell on turn 2.
No.
There's no unstable portal anymore, so it's just going to be Possessed Villager.
You can also decide to coin out the Soulfire and then go for the Crazed Alchemist next turn. Oh wow, he's thinking about it.
It's quite a big bet, right? I mean,
yeah,
it's 33%.
Oh man, he is going for it. But so far the Mana Worm is pretty good though. Is it gonna happen?
Yeah. So let's see. And never lucky discards the Dark Shard Councilman, but
still not that bad though.
No, indeed. Quite interesting to see how Narra is going to reply to this Sorcerer Apprentice, because now he's shown away his Soulfire. Not able to Crazed Alchemist anything, so he needs a buff card here.
Yeah, maybe it was just... Ooh, now he must be really unhappy.
Yeah. Imagine picking up that playing that Soulfire with Malchezaar in.
Yeah, I think you just go for the Alchemist here. Just flip around your own Possessed Villager. But leaving out the Apprentice.
It could be that he just didn't see the play. Like, a Crazed Alchemist can be a bit tricky from time to time.
Yeah, it is, but most of the time you just play out the Possessed Villager and then you coin out the 3-drop, right? Especially when you're on the coin and then go for like a 2-1 drop. Like, that Mana Worm was not a really big threat. It's just a 1-3, right? Oh man, what a pickup there by d3n0r. That mirror image is gonna protect that Flame Waker and the Apprentice, and this is one of those games that the Tempo Mage is taking over the game really early, and the Zoo doesn't have a comeback mechanism.
Yeah, the Tempo Mage can just run away with the game from this point. I mean, you have the reduction of spells in hand, you have Flame Waker on the board, so an Arcane Intellect is going to be brutal, even with an Arcane Explosion, so they don't think it's necessary here to Arcane Explosion.
Oh man, what a pickups there. Oh, and he can even go for a Cult Sorcerer and then play the free Arcane Blast. Damn, this is already game over for Narra. d3n0r is taking the first game probably here.
Yeah, unless Narra plays something wacky like Demon Fire or
Hellfire.
Or Hellfire, but I sincerely doubt it, so... Okay, he's going for the safe route if he's playing the Arcane Blast first. So he's still able to ping away the 2-1 then?
Yeah, but do you really have to? Playing a minion is... Oh yeah, you can play it safe. Yeah, you're definitely right. You didn't need the spell damage, yeah. Well done by d3n0r. Good play by him to say that. He improved in the tournament. He was... What we said in the early stage of the tournament, we said, yeah, this is that community player going to firesides and stuff. But he really proved himself that he can beat those top level players. And now he's fighting for a spot in the Amsterdam Arena. Well done by him. But first he has to beat Narra.
Definitely. Like, he's looking very favored to beat Narra, at least in this game. I mean, another killed sorcerer and a frostbolt. What else do you need? You could like almost start going face with that frostbolt even.
Yeah, but if you just keep removing everything, you will 100% win. Ooh. Oh wow, Narra's already conceded. Yeah, he knows I don't have that comeback mechanism. So that's already 1-0 for d3n0r, and that's insane. If you look to the lineups, d3n0r has the warrior and the druid left. So hopefully Narra can queue his zoo into the druid, or since the warrior is going to be hard for him.
I think this was a very big win for d3n0r as well, because you're bringing druids, you're bringing warrior most of the time, and shaman, and your fourth class is usually the most weak class. Like you're playing zoo or hunter or whatever. Like you're not that confident bringing that class, and getting a win when you're unfavored is very big in a best of 5 conquest.
Yeah, I think Tempo Mage is one of the strongest decks though lately. It's so explosive in the early game, but you also have that late game potential to play those big guys like Ragnarals, or get a good Firelance portal, or just burst them down with some burst spells. So many range with the double Fireball, double Frostbolt play.
And Narra is actually going to bring his mage, which is also a Tempo Mage, versus the druid from d3n0r.
Oh man, and he hoped that he would queue the Tempo Mage, of course, in the warrior, but
never lucky. And oh wow, that's a really good starting hand for d3n0r, and also not a bad hand for Narra as well. If you get Mono Worm is really key. For any start almost for Tempo Mage.
Yeah, like d3n0r has a pretty good hand though, but it's really slow since he's doing 3-4 turns, literally nothing, while Narra is building up the board. Oh wow, he's coining out the Wild Grove.
I'm surprised what his plan is here, because he doesn't have a great follow-up. Yeah.
Maybe he's thinking I can draw an Azure Drake and then my Moonfires are gonna be insane, but it's
Or his plan is just to Moonfire and Hero Power here. I mean, that's also okay. Like you can assume your the Tempo Mage is going to play some kind of 3-2 minion.
Yeah. Well thinking by him.
Yeah.
Narra has another one. He still has that other Cold Sorcerer in his hand. And then d3n0r can already play that Emperor, but do you really want to play Emperor into a Cold Sorcerer, since Arcane Blast will deal with it so easily, and then you lose already Emperor, and you have 3-0 mana. Oh wait, no, 2-0 mana spells in your hand.
Yeah, you could just go for a swipe here and Moonfire. Still, I don't know.
It makes
I wouldn't
sense,
mind the Emperor here, or just the Pharaoh Rage even.
Yeah, if you go Emperor, it will probably get Fireball, and you don't get a lot of value out of it. But if you keep removing everything from the early game from the Tempo Mage, your late game is so much stronger than the Tempo Mage, his late game. So if you can survive that early game, maybe you will win eventually. You don't really need that swipe. There are not a lot of swipe targets in the Tempo Mage, so.
Yeah, usually this matchup was very favored in the past, before Arcane Giants came down for the Tempo Mage. But now with Arcane Giants, like Druid is able to just keep clearing the Mage's board and then just drop down that Giant for almost next to no mana.
d3n0r finds the same. Yeah, he's thinking, I don't have a really good Emperor turn anyway, and if I keep removing that early game pressure, I know Narra, you can just ping this turn.
Yeah. Damn. It's very unfortunate for Narra here. He's not able to play anything, doesn't want to play any type of burst, so just a ping pass. And there's the Arcane Giant. So this is really good if he Emperor's here. Or he could even just innervate out the Giant.
Yeah, I think playing the Giant here is even better, since that Emperor is just a 5/5, can get Fireball away.
And Mage will have a hard time removing this. I mean,
yeah, definitely gonna be hard. And yeah, you can go for that juggle play, but if it misses, you're gonna take 8 damage, and then next turn you have to invest the ping to still finish it off. Azure Drake seems the play here, but
yeah, you know, like your opponent might have some Pharaoh Rage or Second Swipe, or even Route would do the job. So it's very hard here to deal with it.
Look at that, there's the Pavo book. He's gonna find that polymorph too to deal with the big minions of Druid. Is it gonna happen?
Well, let's see what route d3n0r is going to take here. He could play the Emperor and just take the value trade on Spell Power minion. But seems like protecting his Arcane Giant is going to be the play here, because he knows Tempo Mage has a very hard time dealing with this. Like, not even a Spell Powered Fireball deals with his minion.
That makes sense. He went for the plan like 2 turns ago with swiping.
Oh, look at those 2 polymorphs in the hand of Narra.
Oh, whoa, no. Is he really going for Arcane Intellect? I think this is the turn you have to take a small risk with Arcane Missiles. Yeah. Just play your book, see what you get, and then go Fireball, Arcane Missiles, just to have that little bit of luck. Oh, wow!
A lot of things are actually good right here. I mean, well, Polymorph is really good. Frostbolt is good. Mirror Image is pretty good. And, okay.
And there is it. There is the Mirror Image.
Not from the book though, and that's the Frostbolt, so...
This is actually looking really good for Narra, out of nothing. Like that Firelands portal dealing with that Emperor, and that Mirror Image is just tanking a lot of damage for him. It literally tanks 8 damage right now. Just a 1 mana spell. Look at this.
And Narra's going to be able to Firelands portal here.
Is that the correct play? You can also think a little bit about
the Giants. I guess so.
Yeah. No, I think Firelands portal is just too good at this point.
You need to you want to have something in play, and probably next turn, like you'll play your Mana Worm and Frostbolt. Ooh. So okay, he's going to take this route anyway to remove the.
Oh yeah, you can Frostbolt the Giant and then Firelands portal with next turn. Really well played by Narra. Yeah. Good setup there for next turn. You knew that wasn't a swipe, otherwise then it would probably have used it last turn. And that Living Roots is sitting... Oh, damn!
There's number 2. Mr. Arcane Giant.
I think you even say the Living Roots. I think using it for removal is way better.
Yeah, maybe you pick up an Azure Drake, or you can just use it with Hero Power next turn.
Firelands portal can... You can even deal with the second Giant too. You can portal the first Giant, then Arcane Blast the other one. And then the Mana Worm will be 5/3, and then you will have 6 damage, and then you will even leave up with a Babbling Book. I think that's the correct play. Yeah. You have the minion from the Firelands. Yeah, and d3n0r is actually from a really good spot to a really bad spot in like a couple of turns. Narra has so many cards in his hand. And
those Babbling Books have like that little minion that's there, like is so problematic for Druid to deal with.
Yeah, you have to invest like a Hero Power or a swipe at that.
You could also just play the missiles here, maybe.
No, if it goes old phase.
Yeah, true.
And the Arcane Missile is so good with Flame Waker, it's so much damage. Ooh, Raven Idol. You go for a minion here, 100%, right? He's going for a spell.
Maybe he wants to get some draw. Moonglade Portal isn't too bad here.
Yeah, but still, you don't have any minions. If you just get a bunch of bad spells, you're still so far behind. And Narra will probably have like the perfect answer with the Firelands Portal again. What is it gonna be?
So a 6 drop.
Just a really bad one.
Cabal, well, kind of contests the 5 drop, but it's just another Firelands Portal target. And the young Captain Greenskin coming in.
Yeah, but no weapons in the mage class. He's just here for fun.
Oh, there's the Maligos actually for d3n0r. He's going to be able to start on removing Firelands Portal minions. And that 412 body is huge.
That's gonna tank a lot of damage. Ooh, Flame Strike, is that enough to kill it? It's one too short. Oh man, that Mali.
Maybe you just forgotten Torch it and
ping it up. Yeah, you still have 2 Flame Wakers left in the deck, so if you can pick up one of those missiles will probably deal with Mali. And there's no cards in the hand of d3n0r. d3n0r definitely needs his Nourish here. And then you go phase, right? Yeah, do you go phase? Do you trade it?
It's kind of risky if he picks up a Rat or something if you're not trading here, but I mean, if you trade here and you set yourself up for a Flame Strike next turn.
Look at this Flame Strike, yeah, really good setup here by Narra, yeah, and d3n0r doesn't have another play by just playing it, of course, but look at this flame strike value.
Oh, this is going to be brutal.
Flamewaker. He needs it, or Arcane Intellect to fill up the curve. Oh, and there it is, Flamewaker. Oh man.
Just some time.
This game is going up and down. d3n0r had such a good start, and then Narra in the mid game came back with all his cheap spells. Oh.
Wow, d3n0r is just playing big guy after big guy. I was about to say that d3n0r's win condition is almost gone, but this kind of changes things because this is still really hard to deal with. So the rack, if the rack hits the Flamemaker, Narra is going to have super hard time moving this. But...
and spell damage.
Ouch.
You can even decide to go for a Blood Mage, play the double missiles, and then ping your own Blood Mage for a card draw.
Oh, true.
That would be an insane play, hope.
So he gets 12 juggles here, and plus another ping.
Everything going phase again. But even if it goes there all phase, it's still not that bad for Narra.
No, he has well, the Forgotten Torch Fireball in his deck, and I think you remove it. Yeah, you remove it.
Do you remove? Do you remove the rack? I think you just ping the Talmos here. If you pick
what else does d3n0r have left in his deck? 2 Arcane Giants gone, Malagos gone, and Ragnar's gone.
Yeah, you're actually right in this one. Yeah, there must be like, there's so many bad top decks for d3n0r right now. Yeah, and Narra has like a double draw with the Blood Mage Talmos, so he will fill up his hand again. Yeah, swipe, definitely not what he was looking for. Do you save it? I think so, right?
Yeah, you do.
You just hero power. Oh, is he going phase? I like going phase here, not giving him the card draw. Yeah, definitely. Good play here by d3n0r again. Oh man.
There's a Frostball. Maybe he even cashes in on the extra spell power damage. I mean,
yep.
Attack with the Talnos and then ping your own Talnos.
But if there's a rack in the deck, do you? If he picks up Ragnaros here, he's gonna cry like a little baby. Or Firelands Portal, yeah. And another bad draw here, but d3n0r is close to lethal though, but Narra is 1-off too. Oh man. Oh, but he cannot attack, it's frozen. And there it is, there's lethal for Narra.
Yep. With the Roaring Torch is lethal. He can even Firelands Portal with it.
Oh man.
So both Tempo Mages here taking the win, and this was a pretty grindy game, to say the least.
Yeah, that was so close. I thought Narra couldn't lose this game for 100%. I was 100% sure about that. But then d3n0r pulls up the Malagos, the Ragnaros. Oh man, this game was so close. 1-1. And we can definitely see this is that match that decides who goes to the final. Everything is in it. This is like that final match we expected, right?
Indeed. It's a pretty cool final series here. And I'm wondering what the players are going to bring next, because d3n0r still has his Druid and his Warrior left, and Narra has his Zoo Warlock and his Warrior left.
Ooh, Dragon Warrior with Bookworm. Not sure if it's Control Dragon Warrior or just the normal tempo with the Bookworm as attack. It looks like a normal aggro version, right?
Yeah, it looks like a normal Dragon Warrior here. And Narra, not really great hand here. No 1-drops here.
Yeah,
Dire Wolf to play on 2. It's not the best hand.
And now there is the 1-drop, but yeah. The Flaming was actually the best he could get against the Blood to Iker. If you get like an Imp or a Blood or a Voidwalker and it got Iker, it's just gonna get removed so easily. And now if he Ikers the Flame Imp, it literally does nothing. What's your player? Oh wait, is he gonna coin out the Frotting? That's so risky. You know that they're like yeah, but you know that they're abusives and Direwolf always to deal with it so easily. You could just have played Blood to Iker and set up for like a Ravaging Gore or a Coin Twilight Guardian.
Sure.
So many good plays there. Oh man.
Oh, look at this. ESL champion, and he even can just tempo Iker or something here.
Yeah, you definitely tempo Iker.
So preferably the Wolf.
Yep.
Otherwise.
Ooh, Soulfire pickup there. Pretty good. But he can just trade, like, you can trade and then go for like a Defender of Argus. But playing that Councilman is just too good, right? such a good minion. Do you even Soulfire the 2/2 here to gain board control?
I think so. I mean, it's reasonable Soulfire. Like Execute is not enabled.
Nope, he's not going for it. And now d3n0r is in a pretty bad spot. Like that Councilman is going to grow and grow, and no answer directly here for d3n0r. No Execute in the hand.
Yeah, he can play that Twilight Guardian. It will protect him a bit, but like Councilman is going to have a pretty good trade against this.
Look at this. Do we go for the second Councilman here and just Soulfire? Trade. And set up for a really big Councilman board. If you go for that line of play, oh man, this is even harder than I would expect. Like that 6 health is so big.
I really like going for the second Councilman because your opponent didn't have a way to deal with the first one quite efficiently. So if you're playing another one, how is he going to deal with that? And hopefully you don't discard the Argus, and then your turn is going to be huge next turn.
Yeah, especially since d3n0r doesn't have proper removals. Yeah, he has the Ravaging Ghoul Iker, but it's only 1 damage to all minions. And that Councilman have 5, so that's just insane.
Discards the Argus, but still it's an okay turn here. I mean...
Definitely.
Oh, but this is pretty much the perfect answer here for d3n0r. He can bless Iker, Corcon charge it, and then trade with the 2-1 into the 3-2.
And now
this is pretty much game over again for Zoo. Once Zoo loses board control, it just needs to get some sick Soulfires here from Peddler.
Yeah, and this is not all. Like d3n0r still has like some good follow-ups with the Azure Drakes and the Fairy Dragon and the Ravaging Ghoul. It's not like he's out of cards. He's just dropping those big minions every single turn, and Narra's out of cards. The moment that the Zoo has to tap on like early turns, that's the moment it's gonna get from bad to worse.
There's the Doomguard.
Can give him a little bit of a comeback though.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But d3n0r just has another turn to start building up that board again.
Yep.
He can play Twilight Guardian and develop a Fairy Dragon. I mean...
Yeah, but still a pretty good answer with that Direwolf Doomguard. Oh wow, he's not going for it. He's going for the Azure Drake. Don't really like this play though. I would definitely go for like 2 minions and a town.
Yeah.
Ooh. Nice draw
keep
here.
This draw going, and yep. This draw is going to come really in hand for Narra.
1 turn late.
Then for lucky. Well, you can still pick up a Soulfire or another Doomguard, which will activate the Silverware. I think you really need something like this. Otherwise, you're basically out of the game, right?
Yeah, he needs the second Doomguard right now. Not 1 turn later.
Or a Soulfire would still put him somewhat in the game, but this turn has to be a solid turn. Like, a really good turn.
Now, Doomguard would be...
That's not Doomguard.
Nope. That was a Doomguard. Oh man. He could play a 5/7, a 3/3, and draw 4 cards. That would have been one of the most insane Zoo turns you will ever see in your life. But this looks
Narra's still playing this out though, so you have to give props to him. He knows that he's way far behind, but who knows? Like maybe d3n0r starts making some stupid mistakes and...
it's not lethal, it's 2 off, but he has that Bookworm. Can just remove everything pretty easy, make some value trades. Like if you go for Bookworm on the Silverware Golem, just trade the imps away. You should be fine.
Even the imps aren't that big of a threat right now, because Narra is like almost at 0 cards. Oh, he's at 0 cards. So.
Yeah, but the moment you keep removing everything, there's no way you're gonna lose against Zoo. Especially when you have so many backup plans like Gromage and a town.
And there's lethal on board here for d3n0r. He's gonna trade the Bookworm into the Voidwalker, play the Gromage, and smack Narra's face with it.
There we go.
So, picks up game number 2 with his Dragon Warrior, which leaves only his Druids to take a win.
Yeah, one of the strongest decks in the game, but we know from Druid there are so many counter decks, especially Zoo. So can Narra finally find the win with the Zoo? 2-0-2 with Zoo. Like, he got Legend today with Zoo with around 80% win rate.
Wow.
And now it's letting him down in the moment that it has to shine.
So far in the hand here. And Silverware Golem. Is this a keep? Do you keep this?
No, you remove everything. You need your 1-drops. You need to curve out. You're on the coin, so you definitely want to have Imgang balls to coin it out. Yeah, this is like 10 times better, right?
Yeah, getting Imgang on 3 or on coin. Coin 2.
Playing your Living Roots on turn 1 as Druid. Not sure if that's so good, especially when you have so many spell damage cards like Azudrig and Malygos. Since if they play like now Voidwalker, it does literally nothing. Oh man. But look at d3n0r having
to remove it. Wow.
Yeah. But look at the perfect answer d3n0r have drawn for the Imgang boss here. Look at this. Feral Rage, trade it away, trade a 1-1. This can be one of those games that Druid can take away the game.
Definitely. And it's going to opt to go on the curve, play the Feral Rage instead of the Wild Growth. And then this way, d3n0r's Living Roots just like stopped Narra's early game completely.
Yeah, definitely. Well done. But Narra has a good, still a pretty good hand with the Night Juggler. If he hits the juggle, it's pretty good for him. Doesn't really need to necessarily hit that one, but would be pretty good. There we go. Ooh, Fendrel.
It's just a tempo Fendrel, forcing your opponent to trade into it.
Yeah, definitely. Why not?
Because that thing basically has down, right? I mean, it's Fendrel.
Yeah, you cannot leave it up. If d3n0r has Nourish in hand and you leave up Fendrel, it really depends on these juggles how this is gonna end up. Oh man, not hitting one.
Well, you could play it next to the Knife Juggler, yeah. If you.
Oh, that's such a good juggle for him. If he didn't hit that juggle, he had to trade both his minions in. That would have been devastating for Narra.
Ooh, I like this. Curving out into Yogg. It's going to be very skilled game.
Yeah, next turn Wildgrove into Innervate Jog. Oh, what? He's innervating the Wildgrove right now? Oh, but that's pretty smart. So now you can play Arcane Giant next turn. d3n0r is actually playing really well today, I have to say that.
Sure. Might be a better plan than innervating out Yogg and frame. But
no, I don't think so, man. Always good job. I think you just go Councilman here. Oh wow, I don't like this.
Still pretty good. Oh, he had to. Oh.
Yeah, he has the imp in hand. If he just but then his trades would have been pretty awkward. Like you cannot really leave up a Drake against Druid, right? If they have swipe you, they will remove everything on the board. Yeah, I think it makes sense to play Doomguard there. Nourish there. And that's weird. Like he set up for an Arcane Giant, but went for the Azure Drake. I don't.
Yeah.
He played so well all the time. Oh, now Narra must be really sad he didn't wait one more turn.
Well, not sad anymore. 6, 10.
Is this lethal?
Another 8.
This is actually lethal. Yep. Oh man. Lethal.
So Narra taking the game with a Zoo. Yeah, it was very well. This card too has those games that just really draws well. Well, he didn't draw that well, but just curved out pretty good after that first rough start.
Yeah, the juggle was really important. If that juggle didn't hit the Fendrel, the second one, this game would have been totally different. But I really thought d3n0r was into this game, especially when he had that perfect early game route for Druid with the Living Roots, the Rod, the Feral Rage for the Imgang boss. But Narra still managed to set up a good board and push damage every single turn and had lead on turn 7. Well done by him. And it's 2-2 now, so we have Warrior versus Druid as the last match. This is gonna be a thriller, man. Oh man.
I'm really curious to see what type of warrior Narra's bringing. Oh, looks like another dragon warrior.
Yeah, but look at the
starting
hand.
Wouldn't have thought first mate. Could that even be like a pirate sort of warrior?
I see sometimes d3n0r played in Dragon Warrior just to have some early game against like Shaman or Zoo. And also the 1-1 It's a pretty good one to the weapon also to deal that extra damage when you have like 3 damage on board to deal 4 damage, etc. It's always good to have that 1 extra damage every single turn. Living Roots. Ooh.
Yeah, another good curve here for d3n0r. He can innervate out the Maya Keeper actually.
Yeah.
Just put a body on board and allow him to ramp up. This is going to make Narra's play of coining out the Ravager go really awkward.
Yeah, but you can just go for the War Axe, right? Just kill the Maya Keeper and go for Ghoul next turn. Save your coin for the Blackwing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, d3n0r doesn't have a play on turn 4, you just have to hero power. Oh, but he finds the Wild Growth.
That's a pretty good play.
Yeah, but still, this looks really good for d3n0r. But he's losing all his cards. Like, you had the same situation against the Tempo Mage when he had like that insane ramping in the early game and run out of cards really early. And Narra could take back the game in the mid game. Since then, he also had like a... Oh man, Nourish. Do you go for it? You cannot really go for drawing here, right? You have to play that minion. If you go for draw here, the dragon will play a bunch of minions. Ooh, Emperor. Oh, you can go for Nourish draw into Emperor.
Yeah, but how good is this this Azure Drake?
I don't think that great. Do you just Corcon and just Suicide? I think that's correct, right?
So, next turn, your opponent is playing what? Maybe... Are you afraid of Giants yet?
No, not yet. There's only played like 2 or 3 spells, so that they will still be 9 or 8.
Actually,
yeah, there's an Execute in hand, so you don't really have to mind for it.
Okay. You could actually coin Blackwing here. Wouldn't be too bad. Okay, you waste 2 damage with the weapon, but still, you're protecting your board a bit, which Druid will really struggle to remove.
Yeah, and then next turn as a follow-up, you can go like for a Fiery Dragon into Execute. Like, you still have the Ravaging Ghoul on board, but I still like Corcron a lot to trade.
Mm.
But you also have to think, how many War Axe stars are left in the deck of Druid?
But the same, your coin is pretty awkward as well. Your because Bookworm isn't going to find a target anytime soon versus Druid now.
Ooh, there we go. Drawing here.
There's a Nurge.
A Rav would be really good. Innervate. Not doing anything.
So their Cane Giant's cost an 8 now. There's an Innervate. So he can play it next turn for sure.
Yeah. But there's that Execute in the hand of Narra, so he doesn't mind. Oh, now he can coin out Curator. That's really good, actually.
That's crazy good.
Yeah. Do you go for Blackwing Phase here? Or do you save the Blackwing for next turn? So you can Blackwing, coin, Execute? I really like playing double Fiery Dragon, actually.
It could be weak to Spell Power Swipe, though. I mean, some players...
Yeah, but it's 8 mana, and you already saw an Azure Drake, and you already...
A lot of players have been running Talons in their list, so...
Yeah, maybe you have to be afraid of that. Oh, he's even going for Emperor. I don't really like that. I like the Arcane Giant better. Innervate.
Innervate the swipe here.
Yeah, makes sense.
So he really wants to get that draw going next turn.
Yeah. He needs it. Like, he can go for draw, and then go for an Arcane Giant. That's pretty sick. But this is also a pretty good turn for Narra. You can just trade both minions in, go for the Curator. Get some extra cards in his hand. Maybe even get the Deathwing out.
Yeah. And in the meantime, you're just putting a 7/6 body, a 4/6 body on board. Yeah. It's not that great, right, versus Druid. And Druid's going to be able to drop down those Giants. Okay, you get a lot of draw going, but...
Ooh, Dragonite Crusher.
You have to be a bit worried about losing tempo here.
Yeah, but still, if the Giant comes out after d3n0r draws a bunch of cards, there's still that Finley that can get a ping or something, and then ping off the Arcane Giant to kill it off with the Execute. Oh man, chalks are on.
I can see a game plan here for d3n0r. Not a Living Roots actually.
Yeah,
Rats. You could go for the Rats removal plan. And I think this is just fine.
Definitely. And Narra has to find a ping. Can he find it? Oh, Alex Ross is champion. That's huge. Since that protects his board, right? I can go for Alex Ross as champion, play a monkey, and execute. Oh man, and d3n0r doesn't have a proper way of dealing with creator. That 6 health is amazing. d3n0r maybe can decide to play Jock. But I like playing Alex Ross as champion into that giant.
If d3n0r picks up Malagos though, like Narra's just dead. Windfire, Living Runes, and another Living Runes.
Oh yeah, that's actually true. Oh man.
So he has 2 outs. A really good Yogg, or he could even like stall the game a bit with double Pharaoh Rage. So we'll see how this goes, but Narra is definitely going to remove this one. The big boy, 8-8.
Oh no, he isn't?
Well, that's another game plan. Just Smork.
Oh, Smorky. Oh man, is this for real?
Another Moonfire.
Is this gonna be Jock already? Or is he gonna wait a little bit? But you don't really want to remove your win plan, right? But maybe you have to. You can go for like a Pharaoh Rage, trade the monkey, go for a Pharaoh Rage armor up.
Yeah, I like that play. It sounds a lot more safe than YOLO Yogg.
I like the YOLO Yogg though.
Yeah, so we can still go for the YOLO Yogg next turn.
Maybe, we will see. And then the first card will be Purify on the Jock or Shadow Step. And then all your plants are gone. But we have to think, Narra still has like a bunch of big minions left in his deck. He still probably has the Grammage, the Ragnaros. Coming up here. The d3n0r's hand's really bad. Yeah, he has to Jock, of course, but... Dragonite Crusher as a 9/9 coming out next turn. That's an insane turn though. Playing the Dragonite Crusher in combination with the Execute.
Yeah, that's a crazy turn for Narra here.
You cannot really bunch both minions in, right? You have to invest in execute. You have to invest to execute, especially when you can drop down at 9/9. You're not really afraid of a big minion coming out since you can or remove it with the 9/9 or set up for lethal actually.
Yeah, Rag isn't... You're not too afraid of Rag if it comes down. You have a bunch of little stuff protecting you. Like, I guess the only thing you're really scared about is just d3n0r drawing Malagos. So as long as you keep the board clean, develop your own, you're very likely to win this game.
Yeah, we will see what's gonna happen here. I think the only player is the Dragonite Crusher into the Execute. What is he actually thinking about? Playing like 4 small minions and then execute? Like go for the monkey, the fairy dragon, like a 9/9 is way harder to do. Yeah, there can be a mulch though, but if there's a mulch, there's no Malagos or like a Jock or something. So come on, is there Malagos for d3n0r? No, not yet.
I think well, this is pretty much Yogg time, right? You put it in your deck, you gotta play it.
But do you play your 0 mana spells first before you go for the Jock's round? Oh
he
man.
He played a lot of spells already. He played double, Pharaoh Rage, Innervate, Wild Growth.
I think around 12 or something, maybe? Oh, we will see. He's definitely thinking about it. You can play 1, so since you still have lethal when... oh man, he's going for it.
Well, let's see.
Arcane Blast, not it. If you're minion. Starfall!
That's a good one if it doesn't hit your Yogg. Okay.
No, not that great. Still not that great.
Pain of Doom.
Ooh, Demon Wrath? Oh man, this is so tense.
You need to remove this Dragon to Crush in. What does it hit?
Oh man, it hits it!
Perfect, Yogg. So far, at least. Gets another swipe, another additional damage.
This is ridiculous.
And he gets to keep the Yogg actually, so...
This is insane.
Narra is 1 mana off. You could play d3n0r as a counter here, but no way. No execute in the hand for Narra. Maybe he could go for Finley into tap execute?
Oh man, is this really gonna end like this? Is it gonna end because of a Jock's round?
Sometimes lucky, man. Sometimes lucky.
Oh, this is it, guys.
Yeah. And Narra's, I think he must be tilted at this point. I mean,
he must know right now that there must be some removal, right?
Yeah, there has to be some way.
d3n0r did it!
d3n0r deal with this 3-4. Yep, and d3n0r is now 4-3, and he's very likely to advance to the finals in the Amsterdam Arena.